With Valorant Masters Toronto around the corner, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 4 picks for the teams making it out of Swiss stage in this event. Let's get into it. First up, Team Heretics. Team Heretics is one of the most consistent teams that we have in this event, getting second in both Champions and Shanghai, but unable to get themselves over the line as of yet. But I think if they are able to get past whatever it is holding them back from these types of grand finals and these types of pressure in this event, that they could be the top performer in this event just based off of their performance in recent matches and how consistent they are as a team. Okay, next up, it's a very interesting one. Paper X. Now, Paper X is a team that in 2024 had a very dominant run in Masters Madrid, but got off to a very slow start of 2025, like Heretics. But recently, in Split 1, they were looking very good as a team. It looked like it was working. It looked like we were gonna see Prime Paper X again. And I think, again, like Heretics, they're gonna learn from their mistakes in their respective grand final in Pacific from stage 1, and come back with a fight and surprise some of these teams as we enter the event. Third one being Sentinels. Now, Sentinels had 2 of their players retire. The OG Sentinels squad that won Masters Madrid is no longer a thing in 2025. Now, this team got second in both kickoff and split 1 in their respective regions in grand finals, both against G2, but were unable to get the win, which unfortunately for each of these teams in Swiss stage gives the winning teams of their region a massive advantage. But the only thing I'm worried about with this team is that on LAN in Masters Bangkok they lost to Team Liquid, but I think from recent performances in stage 1, they looking more together as a team. They were looking more like a unit. They looked more like they believed in themselves. They trusted each other. They were able to play off each other a little bit better. So I think this is a very promising team. And finally, Gen G. I think Gen G is a very interesting team because this team alone is a Masters winner. And don't forget, they beat the best team. They beat the best team in the world to get here. So it clearly shows they made some changes going into this event if they're able to beat one of, if not the best team in the world. Because remember, T1 and Edward Gaming are not in this event. So in some respects we have completely new teams that we haven't seen for a while in this event, which could lead to a very good time. Right, moving on. to the games. Oh, boys, guys, girls, have we got a starter for you? Team Heretics versus Paper X. If you know, you know. Now this team has a bit of history because back when Sentinels won Masters Madrid, Team Heretics' opening LAN game with its current roster was Masters Madrid. And if you remember, Benji Fishy was frying, well, the entire team was frying Paper X for the first half, to a point where they started to talk a little bit, you know, as esports players do. If you've seen the clips, you've seen the story that this team has gone on against Paper X, and then they got absolutely destroyed by them, and I mean demolished. As in, they tried to get the last kill in the last round with a knife. That's how much Paper X wanted this. So I think for the first match, it's gonna be a 2-1. 2-1 to Team Heretics. Okay, I have to be honest, this team is the only team I'm struggling with, because it could go either way. These guys are looking like their prime form again, especially these two teams. Right. So I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna have to be a 2-1 Team Heretics, but that's the only one I'm skeptical about. Sentinels versus Wolf. Now, you got a team with Masters and LAN experience over here on one side, and you got a team with no Masters experience on a big stage in Wolf Esports. Now the story would be absolutely incredible for the Valorant Esports team if Wolf somehow beat Sen in their first Masters LAN event. Now, based off of recent performances and Bangkok, I'd be very surprised if Sentinels don't come out with the win here. We could have another upset, and we could have Sentinels, another Team Liquid Sentinel situation, which again would be quite interesting to watch. And then we got Gen G versus mibr. mibr were looking fantastic. They were looking on form. They were looking amazing throughout kickoff, and they were looking amazing throughout Split 1. A newly formed team from Vernal from NIG, Aspas from Leviathan, and some new Brazilian talent that were looking amazing. This team absolutely demolished expectations, if I'm honest, from my point of view, and that's amazing for them. Well done. But if you watch them at the recent in the recent online qualifiers for the Esports World Cup, you'll know that 100 Thieves came back and won against them to qualify. Now, do I think they could match up against some of these teams in the event? Yeah, yes, I do. Otherwise they wouldn't be here. But do I think they could match up against the likes of Team Heretics, Fnatic, the likes of those teams from different regions? I don't think so. So my prediction for that one again, 2-0. I think these ones will be the more interesting matches. And this one I actually think is the skill-wise and performance-wise, this one is the most fair, I would say. So I think these ones are 2-1 to Team Heretics and Team Liquid. And then Sen versus Wolf is 2-0. And then Genji versus mibr is also 2-0. Well, that is my predictions for the Swiss stage of Masters Toronto. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. I'm hoping to be able to stream the first game on Saturday the 7th of June. Team Heretics versus Paper X and Billy Billy Gaming versus TL. So I will see you there. I would like to hear your predictions, your crazy stories, upsets, comebacks, anything and everything. This is what I love about Valorant Lands, is that you don't know what's gonna happen. I can make these predictions and they could all be completely wrong. Wolf could win against Sen. Paper X could win against Heretics. mrmultiversez could win against Genji. Teams could have insane runs at this tournament, and I can't lie, I'm really excited for this. So without further ado, I will see you for watching Masters Toronto, and I will see you guys in the next one.